If you've considered something like a toy hauler just because you love the idea of a rear patio, but you don't care about bringing along like an ATV or a motorcycle, wait till you see this. Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV here, getting you a look at something brand new and unlike really anything else in the marketplace. These new veranda models from the Salem and Wildwood group. This is currently the mama bear. It's not the baby bear, it's not the papa bear. This is the mid-size one. I do think for the most part, you're probably going to leave this parked someplace most of the time and then occasionally pull it around and do a little bit of towing. I think it's something that's probably best functional. Like, man, if you had some kind of seasonal lake site or something like that, I just can't imagine a better setup. It has monstrous amounts of campside windows because something Salem and Wildwood have demonstrated. They understand that you like campside window coverage, and they have really provided a lot of that here. But it's like a 9.5 foot deck. It's a 115-inch total deck off the back of this thing that it gives you such a cool come and go flow space. It's actually a deck large enough to put like a couple patio chairs or something on, because it's literally a slide out rear deck thing. It's not just one big fixed piece. It's crazy how it all works. It's actually really, really cool to see it in action. It has a big griddle station outdoors, an actual like wet bar. So if you're looking for a place to, cook some food, have a couple drinks, do a little bit of both, you got the perfect spot out here to do it. But the living room doesn't suck. Easy, awesome, direct-facing entertainment. They included almost like for one of their destination trailers. I call it a Dineland, where it's a dining island wombo combo, basically. And a very traditional bedroom-bathroom from the Salem Wildwood group. But that means that we have things like a bigger bed, easy steps for the pet, and either a huge bonus closet or prep for a combo or stackable washer-dryer. Heated underbelly, dual airs capacity as we're seeing here, and just all sorts of crazy cool things. I'm really interested to see what you think about this, and let me know what you like and dislike. What if you could wave a wand and fix one thing, what would it be, and what would you never change given the opportunity? And if you like, we get you down here, and we still show you the good and the bad, even when I'm all crazy excited about new stuff. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go. And even though we kind of did some quick flyby footage, I am going to give you just a slow roll around of the kitchen and living area, and then we're going to jump right back out to that patio, because I think that's really the Action Jackson portion of the video. If you don't like the patio, I don't know why you would even consider buying this RV, or maybe you're just curious, but sometimes my flyby footage, it gets a little bit hard to actually understand the floor plan, and sometimes this helps. Like, I love the fact we're looking at the campsite of the RV right now. All the windows over here is amazing. I love the Easy Direct View Entertainment Center. And I think that's about a 50-inch TV, because that's a 60-inch electric fireplace. And then you've got the shelves off to the side. And that asymmetry kind of makes me go, triggers me a little bit. But, I get why they did it. They centered the TV up under the window. They just didn't center up the fireplace, but they did that so that when you're walking around the island dineland, you still have room to do everything. Now, the 32 veranda is built off of the Salem Wildwood platform, not the X-Lite, not the Cruise Light. So these are 6'9" tall. We have a 15,000 BTU Colin Mach centralized air up there. These are 50 amp. You'll see that the bedroom has a second air installed on this RV right here. We'll get you up there in just a few minutes. The Dineland, though, they really dressed it up nice. You got that waterfall solid surface edge coming all the way down. Has zero function. It's 100% fashion, baby. Man, it looks good, doesn't it? And that's kind of why they went with all these like crazy different light fixtures and everything. Just to really gussy this up, because what's crazy, now this specific RV didn't exist last year. But the Salems and Wildwoods for 2025, my opinion, look categorically superior to the 24s. And a common floor plan came in at exactly $0 different. They just did some interesting decor design choices. Like these blackout roller shades, they look like a window treatment, don't they? That's literally just the shade you're looking at. It's just really crafty how they put this together. Now, off the back here, obviously, this is something that's kind of weird, wacky, wild, and different, and that is maybe exactly why I like it. This is outfitted with a basically a 9.5 foot deck off the back. So you see that little black line in front of the chairs right there? The section closest to us that is fixed in place, that's 75 inches. Then you actually have a rack and pinion slide out that goes out further, an additional 40 inches. And it creates a lot of space in this thing. Now, one of the things I noticed too is they really gave us some awesome headroom in here. And speaking of headroom, let's start inside where it's 6'9" tall. Now, I'm literally standing directly under the air conditioner right now. So, in case you're curious, that's how loud it is. I'm really talking my normal, admittedly loud volume. Now, I do need to, do I not need to duck? Because you step down a little bit to the patio. I thought I was about to scalp myself. I could slide right out. I never have to duck. Now, if you watched my video on the 22 veranda, that's a 3-inch shorter ceiling height. So when I walked out the rear patio arch, basically like I just did, I had to duck. I do not have to do that here. It provides some cool extra headroom. Hey, John. Hey. Special guest incoming. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. John Sayre, and he's kind of one of the big brainchildren behind a lot of the crazy innovations you've seen from the Salem Wildwood group the last couple of years, like the views, all that. Now, you grew up camping, right?
Yeah, in a Rockwood pop-up.
Yeah. So, I mean, he knows camping because he goes camping, and it makes a difference. And one of the things you were telling me, you have a solution for something that I don't think most people even think about. When you're back here cooking on the griddle, it gets hotter in downtown Hades, and you said, go flip that blue switch.
Yeah.
What does that do? What are you talking about?
Trying to keep our customers cool. Is that, yes, that's our new Mister system on full blast.
You don't say.
Yeah, it should be pretty cool.
Okay, so as our friend John was kind enough to demonstrate on a crazy hot day, you can keep yourself misty cool back here. You know what else I thought about? You got this big old griddle station. There's an open pocket under it because, again, this is a slide out. So there actually has to be room for the rear deck to slide shut here. But while it's open, I could see like my dog hanging out down there, something like that. I could see that being, I would say, a good spot for a cooler. But if you're park camping, I don't know that you're going to need to use it as a cooler. Because back here, they actually have an outdoor drink fridge built right in. Now, this is 110. This is not 12 volt like the refrigerator is inside. So I think that that's worth mentioning. I'm just going to use my foot real quick to close that up. And this is all galvanized, like rolled steel, basically. So that, again, if it gets rained on, it's not going to wreck anything. Now, you got this cool little kind of flip up, all aluminum sink station over here for some quick rinsing. And there's that infamous blue Mr. knob in case you want to, spritz the place off, I suppose. Obviously, it did its job quite well there for me. So I think you get the general idea. There's actually room out here to set up a couple chairs to really just have a good time. You know what else I could see? I'm not really seeing any power outlets. Some power outlets back here could actually be really, really handy, like if you wanted to decorate, put some lights up. By the way, you want to play a fun game with your new camping friend. If, like, you go RVing and some of your friends are like, boy, that looks like fun, maybe we should try RVing. Buy them some, like, pineapple and or flamingo lights for their camper. And they're going to wonder why all these other people at the campground are so friendly. Oh, they're so friendly. Now, this is basically doubling as your kitchen island and or your what do I want to say here? Your dining space. Now, the 4 chairs fit 4 adults actually pretty nicely well. I also discovered that my mouse doesn't read very well on a solid surface countertop, but a kitchen cutting board, well, that just works like gangbusters, basically. I want to point something out over here on the kitchen too. If you notice the location of the stovetop, it looks like that's a giant vent hood. That's actually the microwave, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. It's actually very cool. So it doesn't have a traditional roof stovetop vent, So you actually have like basically that is a Max Air vent fan up there. It's not the big XL fan, but it is a Max Air brand. That's why it's really important to specify when you're looking for aftermarket upgrades. Do you want a big fan or do you want a Max Air? Because they're not exactly the same thing. You know what I mean? Max Air is just a company name like Kleenex. It makes a whole variety of stuff. Now, a couple little easy to miss details over here, just behind this like L lounge mini Versa sofa thing. This is a very similar. So this is the same sofa I think that comes in the 22 RBS. Now that I look at it, you've got some dimmer switch lighting for outside. That's where your rear your slide out for your deck slide is located. A couple extra handy little power outlets over there. It'd be kind of nice. I wouldn't be upset if there was a couple USB plugs or something in that area. And once again, earlier I sat over on the right-hand side of the sofa. Now I'm sitting over at the left. So even if you're all the way over here and someone's sitting at the island, really no one's in the way of the television whatsoever, as far as I can tell. But this thing has a lot of glass, and that means that it can heat up quickly. Well, what do you do if you want privacy or if the sunshine is just murdering this thing? Well, naturally, you pull all the curtains. Now, I've only done just a quick patio door there in the back to give you an idea. But moving over to this sofa, this is a very multifunctional thing. It actually has a miniature hide-a-bed section on it that creates a pretty good-sized sleeper. And it's easy to miss, and it's not like it's huge, but there is a little bit of bonus storage actually built into the sofa. This kitchen, though, has a massive pantry. That's actually my backpack stuff back there in the pantry. Had tons and tons of room. Now remember, above the stovetop, what looks like that giant range vent hood is actually your microwave, which is cool. And I love the fact that more manufacturers are finally catching on that people need a wastebasket in their camper kitchens. I don't know why it took the industry this long to realize that, but I appreciate the fact that Wildwood obviously has recognized the need for a wastebasket, or even at least a space for one. I love that they built one right into this floor plan over here. Now, again, what looks like just window treatments actually are your blackout shades, which is very, very cool. And all of the ceiling lights that we're looking at in here, these beams, these are actually dimmable, kind of like the rear patio lights. Basically, anytime you see these beam lights in this RV, they're going to be dimmable, which is kind of a handy little thing right there. I will say, other than the dining island, your kitchen prep space is fairly limited, but I think that this is the kind of RV where it really leans on the fact that you're probably doing a bunch of your kitchen prep outside of the RV rather than inside the RV. And they have gone whole hog with all the radius work. Look at this. It's just like semicircle, semicircle, semicircle all over the place. And I think personally looks very cool. Now, this little space down here, I was talking to him earlier and I said, guys, I respect your plumbing. It's nice that it's all pecs on pecs, but I don't know that I love just looking at it as soon as I walk in the bathroom. So they're probably going to throw some cabinet doors here. Remember, this is a prototype that we're looking at today. Now, something that you can't see because I'm at the wrong angle for it is to the right of the mirror, there's actually a little bit of like Lipitor shelf space. Let me get you some bonus footage on the left side of the screen right now. It's not enclosed. And if you feel that that's a missed opportunity, I'm not sure that I'm even going to argue with you. I'm not a big fan of pure open face storage, especially when it's really wide like that, because it makes it easy for stuff to fall out. Now, this is easy for me to take a shower because I'm a little over 6 foot tall myself, flat-footed, wearing shoes, and I still have headroom above me because that's the benefit that you get with like a taller 6'9" interior. That radius kind of curtain track also helps, and you might notice that's a solid rectangular shower. There's also very respectable space around the toilet over here. It felt a little closer to the right-hand side than the left for me, but I felt like I could obviously still make that work. And again, I like to be fair. I like to show you things you like and maybe things that you don't. They have maintained some level of floor ducted heating in this RV in a few places, and that bathroom floor right there is one of them. Now, it's definitely right in the middle of the door walkway. And someone would say, why didn't they move it to the left or the right or the whatever? Because when heat ducting goes through the floor, it can only go in a straight line. And if you want it to bend around things, normally you have to use like dryer vent hose kind of stuff, and you lose a ton of your effective heating airflow. Now, as we move up here into the bedroom, a little more friendly to the four-legged furry friends, they actually started including these little pet steps here, which is cool. But every advantage has a drawback. It also means that it's no longer really easy to walk around this bed. Now, I can't remember if in our early flyby footage, if I went to a little bit of a wide angle look up here in the bedroom. I really generally don't like doing that, but this bedroom is dominated by this bed. Now, they call it a custom king. And you know what custom beds mean? Custom beds mean it's hard to replace and good luck finding sheets that frickin' fit it. Well, the good news is whether they realize it or not, they actually didn't make a custom king. It's 66 inches wide, 78 inches long. That's effectively a Olympic queen. So if you got sheets or a replacement mattress that fit an Olympic queen residential size bed, it's going to work here. Now, I shot myself in the foot, as I have done several times before, by leaving these cabinet doors open. I was supposed to surprise you and open those in a second, show you, look how they're strutted. They hold themselves open. You might notice, too, it's not a 5-piece door where you have a 4-piece frame plus an insert. It's a 1-piece, kind of like molded, basically, door, thermal foil door. So there's no seams where it can split apart, which is interesting, kind of cool. I don't know, some people might like it, some people might not. And here comes the big surprise, guys. We're going to get to see the storage in the overhead cabinets. So popping that open, as you probably expected was coming. They don't open very far. It would have been nice if maybe they used a little bit bigger struts over there, but I guess it's better than not opening whatsoever, or gravity dropping or something like that. I guess you kind of get the idea. I don't know. Is it better? Maybe I'm reaching for something that isn't there. Let me know what you think about that. Would they have actually literally been better off not strutting that overhead cabinetry? I don't know. I never thought about that before, but if the door doesn't open very far, then is it really functional? One of the cool things, because this does have swinging doors in the bedroom, the space straight across from the bed is just perfect for adding a TV. And again, second air conditioner on these because of all the window coverage, very similar to like the View models from Salem Wildwood. So, and you might notice that's also centrally ducted. So you do have dual central ducted air. Now, if you look at the left side of the screen, I'm way up close and personal in my closet because that freaking door kept wanting to close on me. But that is either a huge closet or it is prepped and ready for stackable, capable washer-dryer space. And just to give you a sense of the depth and scale, I actually kicked my shoe off when I got in there so that you could see how deep that was, which, I don't know, it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing as I was recording the footage I thought might be kind of interesting and kind of handy. Now, what I don't know is what are we going to get for road mode? Okay, well, the refrigerator's out. That's pretty plain to see. Now, the entry door off the side of the RV is right next to the bathroom and the bedroom, so that's easy. Now, if you are photosensitive, you may want to look away. The camera is going to flicker because my camera doesn't like it when I dim lights. 1, 2, 3. Just to show you, you can dim these down. All right, lights are back up in case, again, you're photosensitive. I don't want to give somebody a stroke or a migraine. It's pretty easy to walk through here. Like, we lose the refrigerator, which sucks, but otherwise actually navigating the RV front to back is not hard whatsoever. And again, in case you're curious, here's what it looks like when you close this thing up. Now, even when this is closed, what's kind of cool is they just added this little door right here. You just walk right in, right out. Now, it will have a latch, obviously, for necessary travel purposes to hold it shut while you're going down the road. But they're also going to add a magnet. I think that was my understanding, if I heard them correct, so that if you want to just leave it open for come and go time, you can. I'm interested to make sure that it has something to keep it latched shut, obviously, for travel. But obviously, like, what if you got a toddler or a dog or something you don't want falling out of the RV? Well, you know, little safety things like that, I think are definite considerations. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to actually show you a little bit of like before and after with that 40-inch deck extension sticking off the 75-inch base deck over here, which, first of all, the 75-inch base deck is already bigger than almost anybody else out there that I know of. But as far as I'm aware, that's the biggest deck that's out there. And in case you're curious, it's not wood decking. It is a like it's a composite, like a poly material. Something that's interesting is what they're doing for stabilization. You might notice on the right-hand side in front of the steps, a power stabilizer. You'll see the same thing in the front of the RV. If you look on the left with the extra section of the deck, it still has a manual stabilizer, and they do have like the little yellow drop legs right there, just to kind of help keep everything where you want it, so it's not jiggling around. Now, it seemed odd to me that they have a mix and match stabilizer system. There might be a reason for it, there might not, I don't know. This is early access prototype footage, so sometimes I don't have all of those details available. Now, working our way over here, look at how much shaded covered patio space there is. It is awesome. And it's not like we went to Little Tykes and got the play school chairs. You know, there's some serious space here. And notice how you don't see the Morse code ... dash going on under the awning space right there. They have gone to a little more expensive kind of lighting package, but it's brighter and I think it looks cooler. Now, you actually have a dry erase board on the back side of this baggage door, which is interesting and uncommon. And then I do always try to be fair. One of the very few downsides here is that this is not a full front pass-through. I'm guessing there's a water heater over on the other side. We'll try to wrap our way around to check that in just a minute. What I want to talk about real quick, though, is the changeover to this retro metal. You might notice how it doesn't have a really high gloss finish on the sides, but it does on the front. Well, that retro metal actually has a layer of what's called tough coat on it, which is an anti-scratch coating. And what that's doing right there is, you know, you want to pull this thing past a couple tree branches. You're not going to accidentally scrape the crap out of the thing. Now, just to give you a better look at the awning, now that we're on a bit of an angle here, I mean, that's awesome. That is some just crazy awesome awning space. Now, the underbelly of this, it is enclosed. It is forced air heated. They have changed their application of the accessibelly a little bit. It used to be these hard plastic panels. They went back to the corrugated polypropylene, corrugated plastic, basically, but it is still sectionalized. So if you do still want to drop individual portions, you can. It wasn't the water heater, it's the furnace. Okay, well, you know what? We want heat. Heat is important. So I guess if it comes down to no heat or no front pass-through, I'll go with no full front pass-through. This is a rack and pinion slide once again, by the way. There's the water heater over in this little area. And I want to discuss the reason why you actually have two water hookups right here, but most people only are going to use the right one. I literally have like a little bit of a butt cheek cramp situation going on because before I recorded this, there's a big trailer next door. I didn't know the steps were behind me. I tripped over it and took a little bit of a tumble and absolutely gave my butt a Charlie horse, the little gluteus muscle. Stay tuned to the end of the video if you're really kind of curious about the thing there. It's one of the more painful slips I've had recording an RV, but that's not what we want to talk about. Why are there two sewer hookups? Well, the one on the right-hand side, that's where all of the onboard black and gray tanks dump out. So all of your sewer stuff comes out of one spot. The one on the left is exclusively for the washer-dryer prep. This RV does not have an onboard holding tank for the washer-dryer. So if you're going to use the washer-dryer, you pretty much are going to want on-site sewer hookup to be able to dump and handle the quantity of gray water that you'll be producing here. Also, like almost anything else in this family, you have the opportunity to throw like 200 watts of solar up there on that walkable roof, and it is prepped for a telescopic ladder. Where's that located? I may have misspoken and gotten ahead of myself. I've looked at a bajillion RVs today. So to you, this is just one video in one day, but there's a, basically all of Forest River has a preview display going on. I've recorded a bajillion videos and seen even more RVs rapid fire here. So I guess I got my wires crossed, but I'm not afraid to admit when I made a mistake and I'm wrong. And I want you to get the best information. And that actually, I almost have to back myself up and eat another little bit of crow. The RV technically has 3 sewer outlets, and depending on what you're doing, this one may come in to prominence. This thing right here is another direct outlet from that rear patio sink. It actually doesn't drain into a holding tank either. So your kitchen and your bathroom on the inside of the RV all share one sewer system, but this is a standalone gray dump. This is smaller though. You're not going to put out tons of water on this like you would your washer dryer. So maybe like a little blue honey wagon tote thing could get by for you here if you don't have on-site sewer. One other note, this I did verify before I ran my stupid mouth. What if you don't like even the new cool retro metal? What if you want fiberglass? Well, guess what, Carol Baskin? It's available. they call it the platinum package, the fiberglass skin package like you're seeing back here. You can option that on any of the veranda models. So, you know, it's like Burger King. You get to have it your way. But as I mentioned when this video began, these things come in small, medium, and large, or maybe extra large, as that one would be right there. And if you want to see the rest of these, you want to learn more about them, check the links in the video description. As I always do, first of all, there will be a link to check pricing and availability over here on this 32 veranda. I'll also leave you links to the other veranda models. Now, at the time that I publish this, I may not have those other videos done yet. So if those links don't work right away, give me a week or two to get caught up, and they'll start working at that point. And until next time, if you like what we're doing for you, getting you all the footage, all this new crazy stuff, or if you just appreciate that I'm willing to dehydrate myself to get you the footage, hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you next time. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. Like they went cheap and forgot. Oh. Oh. Ooh, that was one of the harder falls I've taken in a long time. Yep, we're good.